Hi and welcome to this video in which I'll be comparing a set of D'Addario EXL 110s to a set of Ernie Ball Regular Slinkies. Both sets of strings are standard nickel wound and both are 10 to 46 gauge. And for this comparison I'll be using my 1994 PRS Custom 24, and for the sound samples I'll be using a clean Fender style amp sim on a Boss GT1000. Now I won't be using any overdrive or distortion on the audio examples because I think the compression that you get with an overdriven sound could potentially mask any subtle differences between the two brands of strings. So for the audio examples I'll be using the various pickup options on the PRS, and I'll be playing some straightforward chord riffs followed by a very simple single note lick. And I've deliberately kept the playing in these audio examples really simple to ensure that I'm playing each chord or note with exactly the same pick attack. So just before we listen to the audio examples, I'd just like to mention that about an hour ago I finished recording the audio examples with the Ernie Ball strings, and I then replaced them with the D'Addarios, and I immediately noticed that the D'Addarios felt just very slightly tighter. And then I looked at the tremolo on the PRS and I noticed that with the Ernie Ball strings the tremolo was set so it was parallel to the body of the guitar, as where when I then changed to the D'Addarios, the back of the tremolo had raised very slightly, which again would suggest that there's definitely a little bit more tension in the D'Addarios. Okay, so let's have a listen to the sound samples. So the $64,000 question, which strings do I prefer? Well, personally I prefer the D'Addarios. Why? Well, because to my ears the Ernie Balls had a fuller low end and a more presency, zingy kind of top end, as where the D'Addarios had a tighter bottom end, a sort of more punch in the mid-range, and definitely a lot smoother top end. That's how I heard it anyway. But again, you know, sound is always so subjective, so you may listen to the sound samples and hear something very different, but that's certainly my opinion anyway. And I'll definitely be sticking with the D'Addarios because that kind of smoother top end and fuller mid-range is the kind of sound that I would normally go for. So I think going forwards they're going to be the strings for me. Okay, thanks for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.